Greetings, Summoners. Cosmic here, and welcome back to another Battle Spirits Saga video. And today we finally have the first versus video for Set 2 False Gods. So yes, there is going to be some changes in terms of improvements coming down the road and some things I'll talk about towards like the bridge between the deck profile and the actual versus videos. But finally, let's talk about Set 2. Let's get some gameplay. Obviously, we have the Grand Open that's happening later this month. We'll have more lists next week. And I'm just really excited. But this is a deck, and again, we were joined by True Duelist John, who was able to pilot the deck for us in this video. This is an archetype that's kind of near and dear to my heart, and for those that don't play Magic, the term Big Red might not mean anything to you. I'm sure other games have had similar terminology that they use, but generally speaking, when we think about red decks, a lot of people will think about Rex from Set 1, right? A more streamlined, aggressive, lower-the-ground strategy. However, in a lot of time, and as Magic as a game evolved over time, we did see a transition to more mid-range or even control style of red decks, which is kind of atypical to what they are doing early on. But generally, the idea is especially to go like full Rakdos mid-range, to throw that reference out there, right? You want to lean in on the more heavy control aspect of it and play these big threats at your top end. So to give the last final Magic analogy here, right, this is very Gruul-esque, that you are playing a little bit of a ramp package with Ant-Man. Maybe we find room for another card to put in here, and then you really just want to resolve these big nasty threats that your opponent is going to have a hard time dealing with. As we've seen so far, as the meta is in its very early stages but develops more and more, Worker Ant-Man is kind of degenerate. Like that's the only good way to say it. And I know I rated the card high, but I was not clearly unaware that it was going to be like top 3 green in the set. Like, it is beating all expectations I had for it. Maybe other people are like, well, it's a 4K ramp. Of course it's good, but at least as the early lists are evolving and how some of the, turns 1, 2, or even 3 go, Ant-Man is ramping you 3, which helps out so much for what you want to be doing in some of these decks. So I really just wanted to showcase a red-green mid-range or, big red splash something style of deck, because I am 100% a believer in this archetype. I think it's going to go somewhere. Yes, I think it's going to be like, higher end of tier 2 as it were, because I think you're still missing out on some key pieces that you would like to see in the deck that we just don't have yet. Like a really good Nexus other than the Volcanic Canyon is one of them. But this is something that we're going to expect to see, knowing that Nova is going to come back in Set 4. This is something that we could see evolve in Set 3 and then be a real powerhouse in Set 4. Green has done a lot for this meta. So with that out of the way, let's get into the actual cards themselves. So starting with the new one, right? The new kid on the block, Dragno King. And in this one instance of a gameplay video, he's not going to do as much of a highlight as we maybe would have liked to, because John did brick a little bit, but it was still a very good back and forth game, and that's why we're going to show it. But in some of the other games that we played, like the fact that this is just Volcanic Break on a body and then continues to threaten it, because it goes up to a 15k at level 3. And remember, because we played the ramp cards, because we have Ant-Man, it is a lot easier to have 5 cores up on this compared to maybe your more traditional red deck. So having that early ramp, I think, is going to be critical to seeing this deck evolve over the course of Set 2. But in general, Dragno King is just a very solid high BP threat that your opponent is going to have a problem with. Like, hitting 6k is very relevant in this meta. Obviously, we all know about Dual Eagle. The biggest one is probably going to be Lamorak going forward, but a lot of things that, it still dies the Volcanic Break, so getting to do it multiple times over a course of a game without actually spending a card to do so, absolutely beautiful. And then, of course, we got to talk about the OG, as it were, Nova, right? Healing 5 is super good, but unfortunately, Nova does have that downside of where the ascend cost can be pretty backbreaking, especially if they dream bomb it right away, or because you're losing something, right? You have to sacrifice a card to play it, especially against a lot of purple decks. It can feel really bad to lose 2 cards to, say, a Deadly Balance, where at least Dragno King took something with him immediately. And then, of course, if you have the Nova, you're still getting that first attack trigger, I should say, but, you still lost a card, and depending on what deck they're playing, like, you sacrificed a 6 cost to kill their one thing that was a threat because of the high BP, and then you get Deadly Balance and you cry. If you've played Nova, you know what I'm talking about. But in general, I think there is going to be some bridge between these two that, yes, I think that as the meta develops and as it becomes more relevant to only kill one thing of 6k, and because you can just do it in one card while having that repeated removal, I think Dragno King is going to be the one that, takes the focus point for this deck. However, Obviously, Nova is really, really good, right? Healing up to 5 is huge, and that is going to be important for this style of deck. So I don't know what the exact ratios are going to look like, or maybe we just fall back and we do like a full green, red-green Nova list, right? That could be a possibility as well. Just red-green, big bang energy deck. That's a possibility as well. But overall, I'm hoping I'm, kind of painting the picture of this more big mid-range style of red deck that has a lot of these big bodies and really good removal attached to them because, both these guys are very, very good at what they want to be doing. And then also, what did they get, right? Talking about, okay, what new cards did we get in set 2? And I gotta be honest, both of these were way better than I expected them to be in practice. Now, again, I do have to give a little bit of the edge to Meteor Seagworm because of the draw effect and because it just feels so much better in multiples. Like, because the way Flash and the When attack works, right? If you have 3 Seagworm on the board, it is, okay, well, I only need 1 core on these other 2. Go to attack with Meteor A, draw a card, awaken, move it over. Attack with B, draw a card, awaken, move it over. And yes, it goes down to a 4K, so that can be a little bit awkward depending on how your board configuration is looking. But keep in mind, if you have even one Nexus that gets up to a 5K, which does hit that really relevant breakpoint that we see early on enough, and if you have a Big Bang Energy turn, you just need these to refill your hand. So Star Dragon's got a lot more draw and refill power, which they really, really needed in set 2. So a huge shout out to Meteor. I mean, the card has just been very spicy. And also the SPR is gorgeous. So, hey, why not, bling it out. But then also the Dragoon Commander. This card has been interesting. So keep in mind, it's when you're Spirit or Magic that costs 7. Spoiler, the 2 guys that we just talked about, they're both 8 costs. So yes, you do need to line it up where you go like turn 1 or turn whatever, 5, whatever. Dragoon Commander sits on the board, and then on your next turn, you're going to be able to play something to trigger this guy online. But oftentimes, depending on the deck you're going against, it turns into a, hey, I am now going to clear your board, and this guy is having 2 red symbols at 12K, so he's going to be killing whatever else my other guys didn't kill, right? So it's a great explosive turn that you can set up. And again, a lot of times as players are going through and testing set 2 right now, what's the play, right? Go down to 2 life, Absolute Ice Shield. Well, sorry, you no longer have that play as long as this guy's around. So I do like the dynamic of having this card as like a double breaker, especially against like the white decks who are going to always go down to 2 life basically as soon as possible. But you can really stress the resources because as long as you're able to pump up this guy, because again, 8 cores for 12K, even with all the ramp, that's way too much. But a 3 for 8 is also fine. But again, if you can get that double symbol and force out a block, and again, they could have Axe Spider like you're going to see in the video, but because all these guys are bigger, it constantly forced me to have an answer. I constantly was under pressure by these bigger red spirits. And I won't spoil the video or anything, but, white is supposed to be a good matchup going into, or red's supposed to be a bad matchup going into white. So, they still can help get there. But I think it really goes to show a lot of the back and forth between the 2 decks, and also just saying like, hey, here's big dumb idiots, go attack, and you have to burn multiple cards to live this turn. And I think that's a good spot where big red wants to be. Of course, the obvious disclaimer here is that you can struggle against like the all-in aggro decks, and that's where you need to then build out your sideboard. Maybe you cut a little bit of the top end and get some more of the elementals. There's the 4 red in here, but maybe you splash another color to get just the draw effect, right? Because again, drawing more cards in this deck is very, very good. Or again, go back onto the ramp out of green so that you have more cores at your disposal so you can play these bigger spirits out easier. Again, I really like this archetype overall, and I can't wait to see where it goes from here. And then, of course, we've got some good green cards. I've talked about these last time in the last video. They're just great. Mush Tarantula, at the time of recording this, is like a $6 foil now, and it's only going up. Like, it's almost sold out on TCG Player. Probably going to be like a $10 foil by next week, after the Grand Open. I wouldn't be surprised. Like, it is almost completely gone. And then Worker Ant-Man, kind of the same thing. Like, it's just, if you're playing green, or even I think most decks, like as we saw towards the end of set 1, a lot of people were just like, hey, I'm going to put Hippo in my list because it's a blessed target. It costs only 3. You put 3 cores out, and 4K is a good number to hit. That's all fine, right? Obviously, there's a note. So there's something to be said about blessed healing you just being better than ramping a core. But effectively, Worker Ant-Man does what you want the Hippo to do in a non-aggro meta specifically, but you get that core back right away, and it's only 2 cores instead of 3 cores, right? So there's some consideration where some decks are still going to want to lean on Hippo Campo if they're expecting a more aggressive meta, where Worker Ant-Man is just very good for the immediate ramp. And spoiler, because we're playing Thorn Prison and cards like that, we do want to have a green reduction on the board. All in all, these 2 cards have been absolutely overperforming in pretty much every list that I've put them in. And then Thorn Prison, you know, being that third card where it's like these really feel like they're the top three. Mushrantula, it's going to be curious to see if someone actually finds the Impaler Forest full combo that you get to like discard your opponent out of the game sort of thing. Naturally, if the games go long, like 2 back-to-back Mushrantulas will do that anyways, but I've been really surprised again at just how strong the discard has been from it. And then, of course, we got Rubius, just the good old elemental from EX01. Again, as we've saw with the Pro Tour and with the white and purple elementals, we really just want to have something that we can play early. It cycles itself, and it also gives us effectively ramp into something like Meteor and whatnot, right? Because you can determine the cost and then move the core that's on the elemental onto your new spirit. So I do like this, again, in pretty much all mid-range or control lists. You want to be playing at least one of the elementals, and of course, if you're splashing another color, it almost almost have to play the other elemental. So again, if you haven't picked these up already, make sure you do. I think they're definitely gonna be sticking around for a while. And fingers crossed in set 4, green can get one as well, because I really, really need green to have just a smidge more draw somewhere in its list. And then, of course, for some magics and just in terms of like overall staples that we're playing, Volcanic Break, we saw this again a lot in set 1. And I know a lot of people were shying away from it because of how competitive, right? We talk about Burning Force has to be in everything. Star Blessed Draw has to be in everything. Dream Bombs have to be in everything. Thorn Prison. You can't have all these cards in a deck, right? So at some point, you have to make a concession to be which angle of the meta do you expect to take or to take aim at. And honestly, I think that there's gonna be a huge target on Lamorak, and just having Volcanic Break to make sure that that guy's staying off the board is absolutely where you want to be. And then you're still hitting things like Dual Eagle anyways, right? So you're still hitting every yellow deck as well. I think Volcanic Break, while it's not as fancy as we might want it to be, it's just good 6k removal, and that's fine. And then Thorn Prison, if you've played even 5 games of green in this new set, you know how absolutely busted Thorn Prison is. There's just no other way to say it. You know, having your opponent overextend and then Thorn Prison to ruin their turn, it's basically another Ice Shield, or at best, it's a kill spell because you're able to crack back at your opponent. Like, it just does everything that you want it to. Obviously, if you have a green base, it feels a lot better to pay 2 for this, but honestly, paying 4 is not terrible. Like, I expect far more people to splash at least, you know, like 1 to 2 of these in non-green decks because it just has been that good. And with that, that is our red-green good stuff, mid-range, whatever you want to call it, deck list. Now, I do want to spend just a quick moment here at the end, just for my disclaimer. So yes, I was working on a new automated life tracking thing where I do it off my Steam Deck, so the life totals aren't going to be 100% correct as you're going through it. I apologize. It's going to be improved on in the future, but I'm trying to figure out different ways I can save time in creating these videos so that I can do more of them in the future, right? I want to have more of these style of decks highlighted and showcased on the channel and all that good stuff to get out there. And then, of course, the other disclaimer I have to say is, yes, I am playing a Loki list. It is basically a white control list that wants to OTK with Loki and Dermdyna. I will do a deck profile on it at some point. I just really didn't like the first version that I built, but it basically is Mecha's the deck, right? And yes, you do have to play Axe Spider in that list. I think there's a world where Axe Spider isn't as big of a deal as everyone thinks it is, as long as it's not a centerpiece of the deck itself, right? It's not like white-purple control in Pro Tour, but it is just a, hey, I want to protect my Mothership Nexus so I can do cool stuff. I've been playing it in my most recent Armor Tree deck that I also posted on Twitter, so at Cosmic Plays. And it's been really good there, right? Yes, you still run like 4 Affinity Shield because you can't rely on the Soul Core because Dermdyna uses it and all that good stuff, but like, it still puts you in a position where like, oh, if your opponent just has bigger stuff, eventually they just grind you down. Like, Axe Spider isn't that big of a deal because of Thorn Prison, because of Great Death Mountain, right? It doesn't feel as bad as it does, or it did in set 1, or at least the Pro Tour meta. You know, I want to add my disclaimer here at the end, but the Loki deck, now that I got to see it, and you'll see it over the course of the match, like, there was multiple times where like, hey, I can do a cool thing. Just let me have my turn and I'm about to do it. But again, because of the removal that you have access to in red, and because you still have things like King and Nova at the top end, it is a massive source of disruption that can really prevent your opponent from getting to do the cool combos they want, which gives you time to build into your bigger and flashier play. So with all that out of the way, let's get into our first games on the channel of BSS02 False Gods. Let's get it. I really don't want to lose any other cards. I know you're playing a slower deck, so maybe... yeah, maybe this is fine. I will keep it go first.
Yep, I will keep as well.
Okay, that makes you feel a little bit better, I guess, maybe. Draw for turn. And we're just going to fire off a Star Blast and pass.
Alright. Core. Draw. Then we will just start off how any ramp should with the work variant.
Yep, sure thing. Decline flash.
Go ahead.
Take from life.
Yep.
Core step. Draw step. Fresh step. Oh, because we are a turn off for that. So, yep, I guess it works this way. So we will play a Gunsmith Mime, and we will get a token.
Yep.
And I will pass to you.
Alright, let's see. Awkward hand. The soul core is in high demand in this deck, unfortunately.
Everybody wants peace.
Yeah, we're gonna play Mushrantula.
Come on, making me discard stuff?
Yep.
Well, don't forget you spend the soul core for that. I'll get rid of Burning
Sorry,
Force.
that's what I meant to do.
You're good.
I always do that guy backwards. Let's see. 3s. I guess he's a 4.
Yep, he's still chunky.
We'll attack.
Yep, I will decline flash.
No flash.
I'll just take it from life.
Right, go ahead.
Core step, draw step. Well, now that's an interesting. So 2, we're gonna get this axe spider online. This extra core does nothing right now, but so you play mush. We will set a burst and is it 3K? Oh, it just trade.
Yeah,
that feels
3K.
awful. Nope, we will pass there.
Alright. Our whole turn is just spent doing an attack and ramping.
Yep, that is understandable. I will block with Axe Spider. You sent him to his sacrifice, I understand. He did his job.
Flash.
Oh no!
I'm gonna burning force your
I'll leave my guys out of this, man. Yeah, that's...
your other spirits.
They are very dead. My pips!
And then if I don't have pips, you can't either. Go ahead.
Don't want to just get in with that tarantula?
I don't want to ramp you.
I want more cores.
3, 6. You have 3 in your reserve plus 3. Oh, you have 2 over there. So 8. Nah.
Okay.
I'm good.
Core step, draw step. These are always awful in multiples. We're gonna have a. Oops, I'm sorry. That is 4. I can count. Mothership step.
Yep.
And then my hand gets to start doing some interesting stuff from this turn on, which is awesome. I will pass.
Okay. Core.
Well, I guess maybe less so since you just killed my boy, but you know what? We're gonna draw another one. It's gonna be fine.
Don't know if I've ever paid full price for this guy, but this is what we're doing. We're just gonna play the king.
Yeah.
Core him up.
Good lord. Yep.
And then we will pass there.
Oh yeah. Technically, I still get the Star Bless here.
Yep. You can.
So how big is he? Because am I safe to?
He's a 5. He's a 5. So probably. Well, you get all of your cores back from Mothership.
Well, this is before. I'm just trying to think. Like, you can't Burning Force me. I think I do actually pay the full amount here because you have literally 2 cores. Yeah, I should be.
Yep.
There's nothing that punishes it here, so I will draw 4. Yeah. And then I will go into my turn. I don't ramp 2 now though, so I'm very sad. But I think the cards were.
Well, now that Axe Fighter's just a 3K, right? I can attack with him. He's a 5.
Yep, that's fine too. Yep, I will. No blocks. Take it from life.
Yep. Go ahead.
And then I go. Well, I get them all back. Did that change anything? There's nothing I could have. Yeah, there's nothing I really could have drawn. All right. Let's get this back online. Let's do this. You are no okay. And he has to kill to get the trigger, right?
Yes. Or a spirit with the soul core has to kill.
Okay. Gunsmith. Get this back. Boop, boop.
Right? Pretty sure. Let me see. When one of your spirits with the soul core destroys the opposed spirit, yeah.
And then I will. I have one short, anyways. Doesn't do anything. Make you 3k for some very irrelevant point. Yep, and then pass there.
Okay. All right, since Mime likes to be burning force so much, let's do it again.
Can you? Ah, no! I was gonna do something cool. No, he's dead. Man, Bane, this guy's not allowed to live.
Not in my house. Let's see. Let's do this. Mush. 3.
I'm sure these are back either way.
Okay. Combat. You get your cores back. They're all there. And then I will attack with a 10k.
Yep. Block with Axe Spider.
Yep. No flash.
No flash.
Send the mush.
Yep. I will. Does this ever get something? I've already used one though. Ugh. Yeah. I'll just fire off my burning force.
Okay. And we will pass.
All right. Ramp 2 because another ship. Draw. Oh. I had so much fun plays. I just needed my token guy to live. That is so heartbreaking. All right, what do we got? We got 4. We have a Loki.
Mm-hmm.
We have myself being 1 short from there, though. Oh, heartbreaking. Because he costs 1+1. Yep. But you know what? I can still get in some chip damage otherwise. So I will go ahead and go to combat and swing with an 8k body.
Let's see. And his ability is return a Nexus or a mech to your hand to untap him.
Yep.
And then when he's destroyed,
he poops out a dude.
Yeah. Okay.
Would have been real nice if I had my tokens on board. I had this like super cool machine gun setup, and then nope, wasn't allowed.
I'll take it.
Yep, and I'll just pass there. I guess I should triple check that this is a May and not a mandatory. I has to be a May.
I'm pretty sure it's May.
Yes, you may return it. Okay. I will select my Axe Spider and do nothing.
Place him. So 6k and a 10k. Is that a burst? Do not have very many cards in hand.
You're like, but I would like to draw cards now. Yeah, that's still... He's what, 8k if I remember correctly?
He's an 8 and the king is a 10.
Big.
Yeah. So I just want to be big enough to not... Well, I still... Okay, start of attack step. Get your cores.
Yep. I have 4 cores in my reserve.
Really rather not get punched by suppression. But I also can't really play around it. So we will attack and draw.
Yep. No pre-block flash.
I also have no flash.
Okay. Axe Spiders jumps in front of the bus.
Yep. And then Dragno King will come in as a 10k.
Yep. I will attempt to Infinity Shield on Axe Spider.
Yep. That resolves, and I will pass.
Okay, block with Axe Spider.
Yeah.
All right, Mothership, ramp 2. Draw a card. Okay, well, now... Curiosity. I guess technically we should make him a 4K anyways. And then second Mothership. I would like to go to combat.
You may.
I'll swing with a 4K Curiosity first.
I will flash.
I made him bigger. I don't. There's no more burning forces.
I will Thorn Prison.
Ah, that is a good card.
It is not a bad card.
Yep. Damage.
I will take it.
Reboot code. Nope. Past you.
No. Or. Alright. I could play more spirits where I can draw a card. I think I want to draw. Alright. Attack with the worm, draw a card.
Do I use both? Just, well, of course, sure.
Yeah.
Man. I like need a token generator off the top, something fierce. Yeah, I will just take it from life. Or no flash.
Yeah, no flash.
Take it from life.
Then, yeah, Dragno Guard's coming in.
Yep.
He is a 15.
Oh, it's flash a dream bomb.
He is returned.
You know, I keep forgetting Curiosity is not all times. It's just attack step, so I should just bounce the Meteor, but it do be like that.
Go ahead.
All right, Mothership, gain 2. Draw. Token generator, not off the top. Sad. Well, we are going to play another Axe Spider because we like to be annoying.
Axe Spider's good at that.
And we will go to... I mean, it's got to be an Ice Shield anyways, I guess, no matter what. Or I guess if that's... Oh, but then I have to kill him to do that? So I want you to kill Loki. It's an interesting spot to be in. Yep, combat. Come across with Curiosity because he's going to die anyways if you replay that dude. 4K coming at you.
4K. How big's Loki?
8K.
Yeah, okay. All right. I have no flash.
I will decline flash as well.
We are just going to Ice Shield at 3 life.
Yep.
Good, pay it.
Pass back to you.
That was a decent one. Yeah, what? Dragno King killed the Luke or the Curiosity.
Yep. My boy is dead.
2, 3 for a Mushrantula.
Ay. Oh, this is a rough choice. Yeah, I think we are discarding an Axe Spider.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere. And I think I have to pass.
Okay. Mothership, ramp 2. I could get just 2. There we go. Draw a card. Well, I mean, I guess kind of. Like, it's still fuel for the other thing, so sure. Another Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
Loki wants to do stuff. I will then pay 3 for a Donar.
Yep.
6, smaller. Or no.
And what is he armor
shoot.
from? He is armor...
Red, yellow.
Red, yellow, okay.
I needed this Loki to die. I needed to draw cards. 5K doesn't do it either. Yep, I will just... Yeah, again, it's so weird just being in a spot where I need Loki to die, and I giving you the information that I want Loki to die, which feels a little bit bad, but...
Well, it is very difficult for me to actively destroy him, so...
Well, I mean, you got some big boy over there that's about to crash into my face. And at least Donar doesn't die from that, I guess. But if it's an ice shield, like, I guess you have to pop it anyway. Like, there's just no good way to kill him, which is really... Yeah, I'll just pass.
Okay.
I think I need to somehow line up a way where I can get the draw value. Which is going to be really difficult, I'm sure, but guy can dream.
So, does that card change anything?
I'm going to get an elephant, just you wait.
Big Bang Energy.
Well, that's scary.
Pay 1. Play another Meteor.
Oh man, just gonna draw infinite cards. That's fine. Yep, cool.
Cannot draw infinite cards, unfortunately.
Draw awaken.
Yeah. But I think I'm just going to play. Oh, actually, not getting rid of the soul core here.
Yeah, I don't need to.
And then make him. Let's see. 8. Make him a 10.
There's too many big things happening on the board.
There are several large men in play. I guess I don't need to make... 9 is bigger than your whole board. 10's bigger than your board. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Let's go. Well, if I want to play around suppression, I guess I gotta do it this way. Oh, he has Awaken too.
Yeah, you just awaken it anyways.
Yeah.
Awaken's busted, man.
Yeah, when you have this many cores, Awaken gets to be pretty busted. Alright. So 9's already bigger than everything. Okay. We are going to move to the attack step. You get your cores back.
Yep.
Attack with Nova.
It is technically up to, right? So are you going to kill my Loki?
Yes, I will kill your Loki.
Okay. I cry.
You can have your token.
Yep. Yeah, this still puts me in a bad spot. Because I want to attack... Or no, I guess we still want to block with it so we can get the extra card for a turn. What's a good way to do this, though? Because then No, I'm dead on board if I make that play. Because I don't want to lose Donar either. I will block with a Axe Spider.
No flash.
No flash.
Okay. We will swing with Meteor. Draw a card.
Yep. I will block with another Axe Spider.
Okay, we will Do you have any flash, sir?
Nope, no flash on my end. I guess I should specify. Is this during the block of Axe Spider?
Yes, this is
Okay.
after he blocks. Yes, I want to make mushrooms smaller, actually. Yeah, I will. Pay 3. Oh, don't actually. I got something in reserve. Thorn Prison.
Yep. So I'll Ice Shield for this combat then.
Okay.
And then just go into my turn.
Yep.
Get 2 cores. Draw a card. Oh, baby. You still... How big is Drag King?
He's a 10.
That's unfortunate. Shoot, well, I have stuff, but I know it's just an Ice Shield. Gosh darn it, so close. We did get another Loki. For these cores don't matter, these cores don't matter. We are going to swing with Donar, eat the token, draw 2 cards.
Yep. Any flashes?
And then I am... God, it's not even that good. It makes me so upset. Then Nova's just gonna eat me alive. I'm mad because I got to do cool stuff, but I know that Nova's coming for me.
I don't feel Loki at the moment.
True. Yep, we are going to... Because how big is Dragno again?
10.
Yeah, he is huge. Man, what a big guy. We are going to have to Dream Bomb, because I'm just going to have to force out the Ice Shield. So Dream Bomb on Dragno.
And Donar is what?
5k.
5k. So if I just... I'm actually just gonna take it to life here.
Okay. I will swing 8k Loki since he's going to potentially die anyways.
Yep. Any triggers?
No effects for me. Because it's on loss of life.
I am going to move to block. I don't have any flash. Have any flash?
No flash.
Okay. I'll block.
Yep, that's fine. Decline flash.
Yep.
And then poke with an Axe Spider. And you can show me that Absolute Ice Shield.
Okay. I will indeed take it, pay some...
Yep, you're good. You can shortcut it.
Yep. All right. And start my turn. That is a decent card to draw. 2 cards in your hand. You're at 1 life. Let me see.
2 good ones.
Well, let's make it 1 fewer good card.
That's unfortunate. Yeah, discard the card.
Infinity Shield.
Yep.
Okay. So that's probably what is in your hand. That is unfortunate. Don't think. 5, 6.
Yeah, if the blind flip wasn't a telegraph, I don't know what is.
Dragno King.
Yep.
Can't pop anything. Guess we just suit up with some large men. And so, let's see. I can force the shield. 2 attacks. Block, but then I'm dead on the crackback. Donar being pro-red, I can't kill him.
Yeah, it's been pretty sick, actually.
Yeah. Loki's too big. Axe fighters are huge. Or at least unkillable, so that burning force doesn't do anything. Okay, I actually have to pass.
Okay. 2 cores. Draw. Oh, baby. How many cards in it?
3.
Beautiful. Aegis.
That's a good card.
That is a beautiful rip. And it is totally going to draw something good because I want to believe. Drop. Yeah, I guess not terrible. Not quite what I was looking for, I guess. I do go back up to 2, which is nice. Shoot. How big is Nova's a 9 right now?
Yeah, so 6, 9, 10.
Yeah, I guess that's still a problem. Well, at least we get Dragno King off the board, I guess, because... Yep, go to combat, swing 10.
10k. So my options are go to 1 or lose Dragno King. Yeah. We will. I have no flash.
I have no flash as well.
Block.
Yep. He'll die. Swing 8k Loki.
8k. So if I don't want you to untap them, have to block.
Yeah, I
Can't give
infinite
you...
things to bounce back at this point.
Yeah, and I can't give you a token. That would be very bad for me. All right, I will jump them.
Yep. And then... I would just have to force you to 1, I guess. Man, I just know you're going to have another Nova or top deck another Nova, and I'm going to be the saddest person in the world, but that's just how it be sometimes. So, yeah, I think we're just going to do it anyway. Swing with Axe Spider.
Yeah. Block.
Yep, swing with Axe Spider.
Yep.
And then Donar.
Yep.
Back to you.
Poor draw. You had Infinity Shield, I think. Worker Ant.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. This guy.
Yeah, it's a big boy.
Yep, lots of big boys in this deck.
Oh yeah, Nova will also trigger that. Right. Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, Nova and Dragno King both trigger him. We can pretend like he's actually going to get in. With these cores. Guess it doesn't matter. Let's move them anyway. Attack with Meteor.
Yep, and you draw a card.
Hopefully it's a good one.
And you are correct. It is just an Infinity Shield on a Axe Spider.
Let's see. Is there anything that I can do about that? No. Okay, pass.
Alright. Core step. Draw step. Refresh. 1, 2, 1. Nope, that did not do anything for us. We are going to set just in case, I guess. That is a 4K. So we sequence it. I guess, sure, we'll make that then bigger for that, I guess. 3, 3, 4. And a bunch of extra cores I can't do anything with. Yep, go to combat.
Yep.
Swing Axe Spider.
Okay, block.
Yep, swing Axe Spider.
Block.
Swing Loki.
Block.
And swing 5K boy.
And play the volcanic break on the armor red guy.
Fair enough. All right, just enough beaters gets there, I guess. Just God, turn the shit sideways. Yeah, where was the Derm Dyna for the fancier finish? It was just not.
So.